right,
All right.
cool.
Well, you called me, so maybe that was it.
Yeah, I don't know, but give me one more test.
Test, test,
Yeah,
test,
okay,
test,
so
testing
cool.
one, two.
And let me pull it up. All right, this is the first recording of the Fuck You JB week recap.
Let's do it.
All right, so Johnny's here, and we decided to do the live recorded, well, not live, but recorded recap. And we said we were going to start off with you and Greg, right?
Yeah, let's talk me and Greg.
Okay, so let's talk you and Greg. I got you and Greg pulled up. Obviously, it was lopsided to begin with. We all kind of thought that you were going to win. I think ESPN thought that too. Um,
Yep.
I wrote down Cook with an up arrow. He's outrageous. He gets the ball all the time. I did see Alexander Madison on the field kind of a lot, which I don't know if that's an issue, but
I think that was just due to the game flow. I mean, they had already pretty much put the Raiders away, so no, risking getting your stud hurt.
yeah.
Um,
Madison looked
so
good too, though, by the way.
he did, man. Yeah, if Cook goes down, I'm spending all my money on Madison. Yeah, he looks legit, but I mean, Cook's averaging over 20, touches a game. He's rushed yards every game he's been in. So I
Yeah.
think he's got a legit shot at being the top running back this year. I mean, obviously Kamara, C-Mac, Zeke, those guys are all in the conversation, but I definitely think Dalvin's going to exceed expectations
Yeah.
if he stays healthy.
And actually, speaking about Kamara, which kind of like ties into Michael Thomas, we were talking about after Drew Brees went down, everyone got some major downgrade. It didn't really seem like that. Kamara had an outrageous game. Michael Thomas had a touchdown.
Yeah, Mike Thomas had a touchdown. He had 5 receptions. He had 10 in both the games prior to that. So there's obvious downtick for Thomas. Still elite though, man. I think he's still a top 10 receiver. And honestly, man, Keenan's been carrying more than his fair share. Obviously, he had 13 receptions, 180 yards, and a couple touches.
Yeah, without Ingram and without Mike Williams tearing it up, it's kind of and Henry Keenan's like the only thing left, right?
Yeah, not Ingram, Gordon, but yeah, I mean, he's been
Gordon,
just
yeah.
absolutely, yeah, he's been crushing, man. I'm a little disappointed with Ertz. Ertz hasn't been doing much for me.
Yeah,
He's been consistent. It is what it is, man. I can't figure out that Philly offense. They're kind of a mess right now.
I think they have too
Um,
much going on. I think they have like just it's everywhere. Like Wentz
Dude,
is
did you
good.
see that? Did you see that thing about Algor or however you say the name?
Aguilar?
Uh, yeah, he had like 4 or 5 drops. And I guess there was like a fire in Philadelphia, and
Oh,
he's like
hold on. You
hot
sound
day.
terrible right now. Hold, it's
Sorry.
that's I'm just gonna have to delete that entire part. No, but Aguilar had 4 or 5 drops.
Yeah, so he had like 4 or 5 drops. Hot fire that broke out in Philly, and they were like throwing children out of the house, and people were catching them. And when they basically was like, he's like, having out here.
I'm hoping that whatever you said was hilarious because they said I think you said they were throwing kids out of houses. And
Yeah.
oh my God, J Dub, are we gonna have to redo this?
Yeah, dude.
How we doing now? No, not yet.
Can you hear me? Hello, hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, that's really good now.
Okay. All right. A little bit. All right. So am I starting back on Aguilar? Because that story is pretty.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it one more time.
All right. So, like Aguilar had like 4 or 5 drops. He looked atrocious. And so like I guess that night like a house fire broke out in Philly, and like they were throwing kids out of this house, and like babies and stuff, and like people were catching these babies and like running to safety, and they like interviewed some dude afterward who was like a Philly fan, and he was just like, yeah, dude, like good thing Aguilar wasn't out here. He would have been dropping kids left and right.
All right. Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Okay.
leave it to Philly to just hate on their players
Yeah,
like
of
that.
course. All right. I'm glad we did wait for that. That was worth it.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to touch one more thing, or at least two more things here. Chris Godwin or Mike Evans rest of the year.
Oh shit, dude. It's going to be close, man. I'll give the edge to Evans just because he's got the resume. But I really think like game flow is going to dictate. Like when they go up against a horrible secondary, like Mike Evans is going to eat. But when
Yeah.
he's up against a number one cornerback, when he gets like a stud cornerback on him, I think that Jameis or whoever's going to be quarterback for him is going to feed Godwin. So it'll be close, but I'll give the edge to Evans for the rest of the year.
Okay. And last one, Patriots finishes the number one defense. I don't think it's a question anymore. How much do you think they're gonna beat the number two defense by?
Oh shit.
Points per game or total?
Yeah.
Either
Let's
one.
go. Let's go total. They'll probably be up. Also, I say they'll beat them by 40 points, all the way up. Yeah, so over 2 points a game.
Yeah. All right. So I told Greg to start Baker because he paid for him. I feel like standing by that is the right choice, but I don't know, man.
Dude, Cleveland, and I'm going to touch on this when we talk about Shane's team, but I mean, Cleveland's offense looks rough, dude. Like, I don't know what to expect from them. They haven't gone up against like any super powerhouses. I mean, the Rams have got a solid defense, but I mean, Baker passed for under 200 yards with a touchdown and a pick. He just doesn't look the same as he did last year.
Yeah, neither does Thielen. 11 catches out of 3 games. He had the receiving touchdown and rushing touchdown, but it was just like, ugh,
Yeah, which freaking pissed me off, man. You got Dalvin Cook, who's crushing it, and then you fucking hand the ball off to Thielen.
That's because you needed the extra points.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get high score, which is not out of the question. I still got Khalil Mack going. He could put up a 35-point game and just absolutely crush Pete's spirit.
Yeah. Oh God, I would hope. Fuck Pete.
I want to touch on Greg's team real fast. I thought it was disrespectful sitting Rivers over John Ross III or like I don't even know, like Robert Woods, Tyrell Williams. Like, come on, dude. It's Rivers. Like, I know he had a rough week last week, but John Ross, like, that's just, I don't know. You disrespected my boy. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Royce Freeman has 9 catches over the last 2 weeks.
Oh no shit! I didn't even know Royce Freeman was like a third down back that way.
Yeah, he's I think that and I was listening to another podcast. I think that if he would have scored a touchdown, people would be dropping Lindsey and starting Royce Freeman.
Well, you saw Lindsey put up 29 fantasy points last night, right?
He had 2 touchdowns. I actually did not see it just because I went to bed, but yeah, he had 2 touchdowns.
81 yards, 2 touchdowns. So yeah, like that's just that Denver backfield's kind of a mess. Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel for Greg because I mean, like Rashad Penny, everyone was talking him up. Royce Freeman, Duke Johnson, Dante Pettis, like all these dudes were getting talked up in the preseason, and like you look at that, you're like, yeah, he's got decent depth, and these guys just are not panning out.
Yeah, I think Greg had a really good team preseason week 4, but in season week 3, Greg's team fucking sucks a little bit.
It's fucking rough, man. Like Devontae Freeman, man. Honestly, I was targeting Devontae. I was torn who I was going after, Devontae Freeman or Dalvin Cook. And I clearly made the right call there.
Greg's team looks like my dynasty team. This is exactly who I thought would be good. All right.
I mean, David Johnson, man, he's a stud. He might be able to trade him for some keepers going into next year. We'll see. But I think his season it's over pretty early.
Yeah, I don't know what Greg's keeper value looks like right now. JR3 is actually not a bad keeper, I would think, just because I don't think AJ Green plays next year. I think AJ Green's done.
You think he's retiring?
I think he's retiring or not playing for the Bengals. I don't know. The Bengals hang on to bad people for too long, anyways. So
they do. That's a fact.
Yeah. All right, let's go to me and Pete, man.
All right, let's just get it out of the way.
Let's get it out of the way. The fucking saddest game ever, dude. There's no way. Like, all right, so Cooper Kupp, Myles Garrett, but mostly Cooper Kupp saved him with just an outrageous game.
Monster game.
Yeah, 34 points. That was outrageous. Mark Ingram, like, come on, man.
35 and a half.
Yeah, and Julio, all he does is catch touchdowns. After years and years of only catching, I think his most touchdowns ever was 5 in a year. Now he's already at 4, and he just catches touchdowns all the time.
Yeah, dude. Somebody got in Matt Ryan's ear and is like, yo, bro.
Hey, you know, you have, like, the best receiver in the league.
I don't know if you know that, but that's Julio.
Yeah.
You might want to throw him the ball.
Mike Evans, 45. I've talked to you about it already. I'm not sad I didn't start Mike Evans. I think any sane person would have sat Mike Evans. But I would have started someone else over Kirk Cousins. I just wanted I wanted Pete to suffer.
You wanted to stick it to Pete.
Yeah, I wanted to stick it to him. I'm happy with the Zeke C-Mac trade, man. I don't know where you stood on the Zeke and C-Mac trade. If you thought it was lateral, or if you thought Riley got a little bit better there, but I'm pretty cool with it.
I think looking back, like it's probably a lateral trade, and obviously C-Mac plays for your team, so it works out for you.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned with Cam sitting out, but Kyle Allen, man, did not look horrible.
Yeah, so I think Cam's done, personally. I think that's another player I think is done. I don't know if he just doesn't care or if, like, something happened. Like, I was looking at some pictures of Cam, and it's like Cam, whenever he was in interviews, whenever he was younger, clean shaven, shaved head, and now, like, he looks like Aunt Jemima, dude. It's fucking unreal.
Yeah, dude, like he looks like that doll from Rugrats. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He looks messy as hell, bro. I think he's like mid transition. He's
Yeah.
following that Bruce Jenner path.
I thought that too, actually, the Bruce Jenner thing.
like dude, he could be the most successful female quarterback the NFL's ever seen.
Oh, for sure.
If he comes back, but that's a big if, man. It's definitely iffy going forward, and I think you're just going to have to roll with Kirk Cousins or pick somebody up off the waiver wire because, who knows what's going on with Cam. He's already been ruled out for week 4.
Yeah, I was spite keeping Kirk Cousins, but I think I'm fucking done with that dumbass game manager.
Oh, dude, yeah. So what are your thoughts on Kerryon Johnson and how he's doing this year?
So I think that obviously the touchdown saved him because I think he had a touchdown this week.
He did. He had 36 yards and a touch.
Yeah, so he had a touchdown. The thing that I like about Kerryon is, although he has not been like fantastic in points, he is getting the ball, and it's just him. Like, They cut C.J. Anderson. They signed on not a no-name, but someone who hasn't played in a long time, and I'm just like, I'm all right with it. I'm gonna keep. I don't know if I'll keep starting him, like, because I have Breida to sit out there, but we'll see what Terry McLaurin does. I think actually Kerryon and Terry McLaurin after this week. We'll have to see. I don't know. Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is way better than I thought he would be.
Dude, for being a short receiver, he's an excellent route runner. He's fast. He's got good hands. Yeah, man, he's an absolute monster out there. Like, a lot of people were talking to DK Metcalf going into the year.
Yeah.
Big red zone target and stuff. But, yeah, man, just Tyler Lockett gets the ball. Huge volume, and he delivers.
Yeah. Not much to say about Mahomes. I did want to say one thing about Mahomes. All right, so Mahomes has been kept by Pete for a long time. All right, so this year he got Mahomes. Yep, he got Mahomes for $30. How many more years should Pete keep Mahomes?
Dude, if he continues on this trajectory, I'm gonna say, realistically, I don't think you should spend more than $40 on a quarterback, but Mahomes until at least $60. So 2 more years, and then really start evaluating in year 5 if you want to keep him for $75. He might be worth it, man. Like, he's just the most consistent.
Yeah.
He's like the LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Alexander version of QB. Like, he's just so dominant and so consistent.
It's unreal, yeah.
Did you see that statistic? They talked about fastest quarterbacks to 50 touchdowns.
No.
Deshaun Watson, 26 games. Dan Marino, 22. Kurt Warner, 21. Fucking Patrick Mahomes, 16. That's insane.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of crazy, man. All right. Let's see if we have anybody else here. Julian Edelman, just doing Julian Edelman things, getting 20 points a game.
Yep.
I mean,
consistent.
Yeah, that's all he does. He just gets 20 points a game. Garoppolo, I think, can be dropped. All right, so Pete is getting pretty heavy on his dosage recently. He offered me Mecole Hardman for Mike Evans after that game. And then I said that wasn't a fair trade even before this game, and so he offered me Tyler Boyd for Mike Evans. I think I'm just gonna start ignoring Pete.
Oh man, Pete likes to troll, dude. I respect it.
All right, who do you want to touch on now? All right, see you, hon. OM and Shane or AJ and Riley?
Let's do OM and Shane here.
Okay, so this game is actually, since we're recording Monday at 2:30, this game's actually still up in the air with OM most likely taking it.
Yeah, unless Montgomery just has a horrible game or gets injured, I think OM's almost a shoo-in for this. It's 5 points, dude.
Yeah.
You should get that, no problem.
You want to talk about that guy real quick? So, first game he had 6 carries. Second game he had 18 for 62 and a touchdown. I watched him run in that first game, and even though he had 6, he wasn't bad, and then he had 18, and he looked like good. Like he looked like a good
So
quarterback.
I watched him in the preseason, and I think he's the truth, man. The Bears are super high on him. I don't know why Matt Nagy is like slow rolling it, but I think you feed that guy the ball. I think he's the truth. 3 down back. I think he's going to be a stud for a long time.
Yeah,
And honestly, man, just real quick on OM's team, like Barkley being out, that's a killer.
sucks. Spent a lot
Yeah,
on him.
dude. But dude, like Sony Michel, I know he was like bitching about Sony Michel like week 1. He's like, oh, I'm gonna drop this dude. He's a terrible keeper. Hold on to Sony Michel until week 10, man, because the Pats do this shit every year. They pass for the first half of the year. It starts getting cold, and they become a power run team. Sony
You are
Michel,
right. I did not think about that.
oh, dude, Sony Michel is going to be a monster in the second half of the year. Like, and if he's trading him, like, just a shout out to the rest of the league, I will be trying to get him because week 10, Sony Michel will be a top 5 running back. I'm calling it right now. Call my shot.
Okay. Let's talk about the current monster, Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, dude.
Dude.
Just the whole Dallas offense, unreal. And like I was saying to Riley, I don't know what they're doing with Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, like they are throwing the shit out of the ball, dude.
Yeah, they really are, man. They're slinging it. Prescott is trying to get paid.
Oh yeah,
So is
that's true.
Amari. Yeah, man, they're putting up numbers. I mean, granted, they haven't really played anybody, and they beat up on the Dolphins, which is that
That's true.
it's a
That's true.
sad state of affairs. But honestly, man, the first half of that game, Miami stuck with them, and I was a little concerned because we all had them in eliminator.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, dude, is Miami picking them?
Well, they didn't cover, so that sucks.
They did, right?
Wait, did they? Hold on, I can pull it. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they
Okay,
covered.
okay. All right. Yeah, they
Barely.
did. It was in New England didn't cover. New England didn't cover.
Yeah. Yep.
Kyler Murray is. Oh, okay. We can keep going. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kyler Murray. He looks okay. I didn't really watch a whole lot of the Panthers game, but I mean, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, that's kind of what you expect from a highly touted rookie, to be honest.
Yeah. Not as good as I thought he was going to be, if I was to put anything out there, but he's still going to be fantasy relevant.
Yeah. Let's talk about Shane's bench, and damn.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a whole lot of 27, 27, 29.
Yeah. So
21.
Sterling Shepard, I think, is a flash in the pan. I think Darren Waller's real.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
DJ Chark, what do you think about him? Obviously garbage last year and currently the number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got my boy Gardner Minshew III out there just throwing dimes.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a man crush on that guy. Like, he is an absolute monster. I was thinking about picking up Chark. I'm a little bummed I didn't. Yeah, I think he's the truth going forward, but I think where you see him at right now, 4 receptions, 76 yards, and a touchdown, that's about where you're going to see him cap out. I don't see him throwing up any 30 or 40-point games. But just consistent, real good bye-week filler. But beyond that, I don't think he's a starter week in, week out.
So I picked him up in my Dynasty League. I do see a 30-point game in the future. All it takes is 2 touchdowns and 2 50-yard receptions, which could come on 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
It could, man, for sure. And especially, oh, man, who's that one dude on their team, the Jags, who just drops the ball every damn time?
Dede?
Yeah, Dede Westbrook.
Yeah,
like a hand stone. It's hard to watch.
For sure. So Todd Gurley, is he done?
Ooh, bro, I don't know what to say about Gurley. Like, I got a lot of love for Gurley because he carried me to the championship that one year.
Yeah.
But dude, like, I'm just gonna hit on Shane's team real fast. I'm gonna go down the list here.
Okay.
So
go
Shane,
ahead.
like, at first glance, looks incredible. And then I'm like, Rodgers is not the fantasy football god we all thought. You know what I mean? He's put up mediocre numbers so far this year. They seem to be wanting to run the ball more, but that being said, Aaron Jones isn't like an absolute beast. So he's got 2 guys on his team in Green Bay who just haven't really performed up to where you'd expect. You got Chubb and Odell on the Browns that, again, like I mentioned earlier with Baker Mayfield, their offense just looks questionable. Kittle, consistent, but kind of the same as me with Ertz. Like, you expect more out of somebody that you really, he invested some money in a trade.
So I think what's all that's missing from Kittle is some touchdowns. Imagine if Kittle had 2 more touchdowns, he'd be like the number 4 guy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, he's right there. Same with Ertz, but you want to see more production out of somebody you spent on. Eckler
Yeah,
has
so
been.
that's one I wanted to ask you about because you obviously watched it. So I heard Justin Jackson's getting in there a whole lot more. It was 18 carries to 9 for Justin Jackson. Um,
So
it's going to
yeah,
keep going that way?
Justin Jackson is legitimate. Austin Eckler is not built to be an every down back like throughout the year. He's like 5'9", 205. Obviously has a little case of the fumbles. Put up 15 points. It's respectable. I think we'll see Melvin Gordon come back. Gordon will come off as just kind of like a penalty for being an asshole.
Yeah.
But honestly, Eckler's value is going to decrease as the year goes on. If I'm Shane, I'm looking to get rid of Eckler probably in the next couple weeks. And if I could do a straight up trade Eckler for Michelle in a couple weeks, I'm doing it.
I think like I said last week, man. I don't know if it's really like a revelation or anything like that, but okay, iPad died. See ya. Aaron Rodgers kind of sucks.
Yeah, he looked rough, man. I don't know. They didn't play him at all in the preseason, and it shows, man.
Okay, here's one for you. Gardner Minshew or Aaron Rodgers?
Man.
Because I think that's actually a hard question right now. Because yeah, so Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but Gardner Minshew's actually putting up points, whereas you have like a roster bomb with Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if I'm starting a real NFL team, it's Rodgers all day, every day.
Yeah.
Fantasy purposes, man, like I would consider picking up Minshew and then playing the matchups. I mean, you got Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's going to start, but I got to say, if it's Rodgers going up against a solid defense and Minshew going up against a mediocre one, I'm probably going Minshew.
Yeah, man. I feel the same way. In fact, I might actually just take Minshew most of the time. I don't know. I traded away Rodgers last year because I started just seeing this kind of blows, and I was never unsatisfied with that. He's not the 7 touchdown quarterback that he was at one point in time.
Yeah, he's with a big Ben trade because Ben went down, but I think long term, if Ben was healthy, I'd probably rather have Ben. Probably should be. I think it was healthy.
Yeah, you're breaking up again, but I definitely got what you were saying there, so I'm going to continue with your point. I definitely told AJ afterward that I actually kind of agree with him on that Ben for Rodgers thing because he made a good point. Like, when was the last time Rodgers was good and healthy? Ben, obviously, He got hurt, but it's just like, you can't take that away from him. Like, he got hurt.
Absolutely. How am I coming in now?
Great. It sounds great.
Okay.
All right. So I moved right into AJ and Riley. Riley. Who do you have, actually? So you got Tariq Cohen and the Bears defense. And AJ is down 38. Actually, it's 37.7.
Who are they playing? They're playing. Oh shit, they're playing Washington.
They're playing Washington. Yes.
Oh man, you might not even need to play Cohen, dude. The Bears defense might just carry you.
Yeah. In fact, is it better to not play Cohen?
Sit him and let the
yeah.
I'm still gonna go with Riley on this one. I think it's gonna be real close. If AJ pulls it out, man, he starts 3-0.
Yep, top of the league.
Man, like that's just extraordinary. That's like the anti-Pete. Like his team sucks, but somehow he's fucking managed to go 3-0. I don't get it.
I mean, his team might not suck, but let's see who he's played against. He played week 1. Wait, last matchup was against Greg. I mean,
right.
And then hold on, let's see what week 1's matchup was. It was Shane, and that's another. I mean, Shane, come on, man. I don't know what you're doing this year, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I do know what he's doing. He's starting his Green Bay players, and he's suffering with them. Let's see. So Lamar Jackson, outrageous.
Stud, man.
But against the Chiefs, not so much.
No passing touchdowns. He had some rushing yards and a rushing touchdown, which saved his day. But really, man, I think that's Lamar Jackson's floor right there. 21 points. I don't see him going much below that. He's going to be huge going forward. Great keeper. That's something for AJ to build off of. I mean, I'm gonna make the bold statement here, regardless if AJ wins or loses this week, that he will not make the playoffs. I just don't think he's deep enough, man. Like, Juju had 3 receptions for 81 yards, a touchdown. One of those receptions was a 76-yard touchdown. So beyond that, he had 2 receptions for 5 yards.
Yeah, not to mention he's rostering Antonio Brown, Melvin Gordon, and Kareem Hunt. 3 people that if he was to drop right now, I would not spend anything over $2 on in free agency.
So I actually wrote down for AJ, I said, let's see, Le'Veon Bell is going to be the first running back in history to face an 11-man box. um, and I would cry too if I was him. And then I said, if this was 2017, AJ would for sure be in the running for the championship. I mean,
You're right.
Antonio Brown, Melvin Gordon, Kareem Hunt, Le'Veon Bell, like AJ is like, I think his brain just takes like a couple years to process that. So he's just, he's just stuck in that, he's like in a drunken stupor thinking that we're 2 years in the past.
Yeah.
Because yeah, man, what a monster team in 2017. But now it's just like, dude, that's 3 wasted roster spots right there.
Yeah, it's a few roster bombs. And Kenyon Drake, I wouldn't even, at this point, I guess I get it. You hold on to him because he might be traded to a team that actually needs a running back, but I can't even think of a team that he would go to that would be good for him.
I mean, the Chargers, we could use them. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
And the other thing, too, is if AJ doesn't make the playoffs, then Kareem Hunt was a wasted roster spot the entire time because he comes back in week 10, and at that point, it's too late.
Yeah, and I mean, really, with Chubb playing the way he is, he hasn't been outstanding. That whole offense has been kind of sputtering, but I don't think they would be significantly better with Kareem Hunt, in the lineup than they are with Chubb.
Yeah. So I think New England does that thing where they take away the number 1 option, and Le'Veon Bell was that. He's still got 10 points, but he's been pretty good. I would say Le'Veon Bell has been a surprise this year.
Well, dude, like if you look at his volume, so when I was watching him week 2, I think they were playing the Bills, maybe. I'm not sure who they were playing, but dude, his volume was insane. Like if he wasn't running the ball, he was catching a screen pass, and I think I counted it. Like it was like 11 straight plays went to Le'Veon.
I believe it.
It's just outrageous, man. Like the dude is going to he's going to have over 400 touches this year, which is great for fantasy purposes, maybe. But man, like he has got to be regretting his decision, just like Antonio Brown. Like that was so dumb.
Yeah. So we touched on it a little bit ago, just hitting on Riley's team, and because we're kind of getting to that length, that we're getting about 30 minutes here, so we can speed this one up. So Zeke had 19 carries for 125, but he's only averaging less than 2 catches a game. We already touched on it. I don't know, man. Where are you saying you think he finishes as the top 3 that he was drafted to be, or where are you putting him?
I think he's top 5, man. Zeke gets touchdowns, and I think that Amari and Dak come back down to earth a bit, and they start feeding the ball more. To Zeke. But yeah, I mean, I think Zeke is top 5. Definitely has the potential for top 3 or even being the top running back. But like I said, man, there's a lot of good running backs out there. You got 2 of them. I got Dalvin on my team. Saquon would obviously be in the running if he were healthy. But yeah, I say Zeke finishes top 5 with top 3 potential. But I definitely don't think he's number 1 running back this year.
Yeah, Shady scored 23. You're going to put Shady in there over Chris Carson next week, who's probably going to get benched after fumbling nonstop?
Dude, yeah, he's got some serious fumbleitis. So earlier in the year, that was my trade. I traded him Chris Carson and Carson Wentz for Dalvin Cook. And dude, I'm still, me and quarterbacks, I just kind of don't give a shit about it. But yeah, looking back, I'm like, it was a tough call because Wentz is obviously a solid starter. But I'm pretty happy with it because Carson was that dude on my bench who I'm like every week I'm like, do I start him? Do I not? I already have enough running backs that kind of fit that mold. So I wasn't too sad getting rid of him. Dalvin's obviously a no-brainer every week, but yeah, I mean, I would like to have Wentz back. I'm not gonna lie, I've tried, and Riley shot me down every time.
I feel at least Riley offers you. Well, I don't know. I've never had problems trading with Riley. I think actually we've made 2 trades so far, one before the season and one in season. It's
He's
Shane.
Man. He's solid.
Yeah, Shane is the most. No, actually, no. After Pete offered me that fucking who was the receiver that he offered me for Evans? I can't even remember now.
Was it no, not Ross? Who was it?
That was Mecole Hardman. There it goes. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think we hit everybody. Greg Olsen had another fucking great game. It's kind of nice to see the old man do well.
Devontae Adams has been a bit of a letdown, and Kenny Golladay didn't have a great game, but I am a Kenny Golladay believer. I think that he is going to have a big year. Definitely over 1,000 yards, and I'm gonna say between 8 and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah. So I mean, I hit everything on my notes. I put Lamar Jackson is mortal, which I mean, until yesterday, I kind of thought he was like not mortal. I put it up on my Facebook. Did you see the Panthers cornerback Dante Jackson levitating?
So yeah, I did. I was actually taking a shit, and I let out an audible "holy shit" as I was in the bathroom, and there was another
Yeah.
dude like the other bathroom. I'm pretty sure he heard me. So kind of embarrassing, but yeah, that was an insane play, dude. He had at least like what was it, like a 40 or 50 inch vertical? That was insane.
Absolutely, yeah. I think because he's about 6 foot tall, and he jumped well over half of his height.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. All right, so let's hit
Real
this real
quick,
quick. Yeah, go ahead. You go.
no, you
You
go
go.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go first then. Who is your number one team in the league after this week?
Dude, I can't. All right, so I'm gonna defer, right?
Okay, give me at
I
least
don't.
top three then, and no
Yeah,
order.
so I'm gonna say because 4 teams are gonna make the playoffs. I feel confident in my team, your team, and Riley's team. Just
Wow. Okay.
they're very well rounded. I think those three. I'm not. They're definitely not a lock. I mean, anything can happen. And then for that fourth spot, man, it's just a shootout between Pete, Shane, and OM.
I mean,
OM,
AJ's gonna be 3-0 after this week, I think. So
yeah, dude. Like I did, I already called it. I don't think AJ's built for the long haul. I mean,
he
he's
better start
starting.
losing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. I'm just looking at his roster and I just don't see it. I mean, and if he does make it, then I hope I play him week one. Let's be real.
Oh
Um,
my God! All right, there it is.
but yeah, like Pete's real strong, but I think he's got kind of weak. I don't want to say weak depth, but just questionable depth. And then I think is pretty solid with decent depth. We'll see how the Saquon thing hits him. And again with Shane, like I think Shane probably just looking at their roster looks the strongest at first glance. But I mean, I listed out my concerns with him, man. Like the Cleveland offense, Aaron Rodgers looking like Gurley, Eckler when Gordon comes back. Like there's a lot of question marks there. But again, he's got good depth. So I'll say Shane gets that fourth spot. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Who do you
And
think the number one team in the league is?
who do I think the number one team in the league is?
Yep.
Power rankings or actual number one? I don't know, man. It has to be Pete, right? Like it has to be.
So I've outscored Pete in total points by just a hair.
Yeah.
You, my friend, have gotten very lucky week one and week two. I think you squeezed out a win on me by like 2 points, and then like 6 points week, and you were fixing to have, uh, a close game win over Pete, but it looks like he's going to pull this one out.
Yeah. Pete has the kind of team that I go for where all your strength is in your starters and then your bench is just you pray for a good week whenever you have to actually start one of those guys.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but like looking at Pete, like Tyler Boyd, Jimmy Garoppolo, Cooper Cup, like Mark Ingram, good, but not great. I mean, he's got Mahomes, Kelsey, Julio, like those three are studs. Edelman, like you said, he's good for 20 a game. But I mean, I don't know, man. I would say, oh shit, dude. I don't know. It's close. I like your team. I think you're deeper um, as far as your starters go. Your bench concerns me. I think when the bye weeks hit, it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Yeah, well, hopefully I just play Shane by that point. Or Greg.
No, Greg. You want to play Greg?
I'll
Trust
play
me.
Greg. Oh, wait, let's hit on this real quick. AJ, you fucking suck at Eliminator. Holy shit. 2 years in a row. Three. 2 years in a row, he's out in week three. I think last year he went out in week three or week four. But last year was weird for everyone because I think fucking RO won in week five. So
Yeah, dude. Like everyone was eliminated super early,
yeah,
but I mean, I'm just straight up picking whoever's playing the Dolphins.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm
Except
going for.
except for this week. This is my advice to the league. Do not pick the Chargers to beat the Dolphins, dude. The Chargers are going to fucking lose this game.
Yeah, the
Like, dude,
Chargers
it happens.
like to lose against bad teams, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's gonna be It's gonna be like 6-2. Like it's gonna be a stupid score. Rivers is gonna throw like 8 picks. So Greg, sit Rivers this week. It's gonna be a shit show, dude. And don't pick him in an eliminator.
Yeah. All right, Dolphins or Jets.
Oh, God. Oof.
right now. Yeah, tomorrow.
Whatever. The Jets have Le'Veon. The Dolphins have no one.
Okay, yeah, that makes
So
sense.
Dolphins are
That's fair.
worse than Jets.
All right. You wanted to touch on anything else? Or are we good?
No, man. I think that hit on everything. This was fun, man. Let's just so going forward, are you going to have like a new guest host every week? Are we going to pass it off to someone else? How are we going to do this?
I actually don't know how I'm gonna do it. I thought about it here and there, but I was thinking I might do something really silly for the midweek, or sorry, mid-year awards that I did. But I have to get down with that and figure out what it is that I'm gonna do. I don't know. This is easier to do than the recap, which I mean, you've written a recap. You know, it takes it takes a couple hours to be funny,
Yeah,
and yeah.
writing is hard, man.
Uh, you can't just speak your thoughts onto paper.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll see how this turns out, and then kind of pick it up from there. Maybe get better at this. Maybe have your camera as well, because all we're gonna have is just me sitting here. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right, man. Well, that sounds good. This is fun. Good luck to everyone the rest of the year. And yeah, bro. Looking forward to doing it again.
All right, we'll see y'all.
All right. That